How's it going, guys? This is Rio Murata, photographer based in Tokyo. So it's official, the cheapest medium film stock in the color negative space is the Lomography 100, no doubt about it. That's how I wanted to start this video, but Lomography thought they would give a bitch slap to us because they recently, 2 days ago, jacked up the price, and it's not the cheapest film stock for the color negatives anymore. And I have to take that back, since Fujifilm and Lomography both actually jacked up the price of their color negative films as the beginning of April. Lomography 100, 400, and 800 used to cost $27, $29, and $32 respectively for a 3-roll pack, but now the new price is $40, $39, and $48. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. But if you were hiding under a rock, Lomography continues to be their film stocks, especially their color negatives, are being still sold in Japan, while if I'm right, it's hard to find Lomography film stocks in the United States. But if you don't know much about Lomography, Lomography is basically a company based in Austria, which used to make toy cameras, and up until today they still make toy cameras, and they release a new version every year once in a while. And they also make film stocks actually, and I can't state with confidence which film stock is actually bought from Kodak and respooled onto their Lomographys, custom call canisters and stuff like that, and products, package design and stuff like that. While there are some that are actually directly made by Lomography, such as the Metropolis I shot a long time ago, Lomography Purple, and the Turquoise Ektar, if I'm right. Lomography 100 is probably one of the less regarded film stocks in their color negative lineup, due to the fact that the god tier Lomography 800 sits at the king of the hills. The next one would be the Lomography 400, and not many people shoot with the 100 because it's not a flexible color negative to shoot with, film stock to shoot with. And due to its lower speed of ISO of 100, I technically thought this will look similar to Ektar 100, which I had so many problems trying to get the scans right, and because I'm having lots of issues using a flatbed scanner, I haven't posted a video on the Ektar at all, and I just kept my distance away from it. And same for the Lomography 100, which I anticipated it's gonna look something similar to that. And as you may know from my YouTube channel, that I shot Lomography 800, 400, and I forgot to shoot the 100, so it might be a great time to shoot with this film stock to see, get my overall feedback of shooting this film. And as you guys can tell, all the locations that I shot with my Lomography series is mostly attractions, amusement parks within Tokyo, and I've shot Sanrio Land, Yomiuri Land, and I kept thinking until this day where to shoot Lomography 100, and there's one last location not far away that I forgot to shoot, which is Tokyo Disneyland. It's so far away from here, but I'm not BSing Tokyo Disneyland. I'm not a fan at all, unfortunately. But I might get in trouble saying this, but Tokyo Disneyland is not located in Tokyo. Because due to, if you guys know, Tokyo is a cramped up state. We really don't have enough land at all. So what they did was they basically made Tokyo Disneyland in actually a prefecture right beside, on the right side of Tokyo, which is Chiba actually. And you guys might know this is a marketing campaign, but if Tokyo Disneyland was not called Tokyo Disneyland, if they call it Chiba Land, who the hell was gonna go to an amusement park named Chiba Land? So I guess they sort of negotiated with the Tokyo government if they can use the Tokyo, because it's a famous name, it's a capital, you guys know it, and as their main name. So yeah, hopefully I won't get in trouble saying that, but going off topic. But as always, I will be shooting with my GW690, which shoots only 8 shots per roll, and Lomography 100 as my main film stock for the day. And yeah, let's get going. As always, I will state clear that I'm not going into Disneyland because I'm not a fan, but you guys know I'm gonna go around that area. And because Tokyo Disneyland is basically an amusement park that's made by Walt Disney from the United States, I'm predicting that that surrounding area will have some kind of Californian vibe, or the spring, not spring, but more like summer vibe around that area. So hopefully I can capture some images along that way. So let's get going. So this was actually my first time in my life that I not wasted, I mean, I blasted through 3 rolls in like a matter of hours actually. In I think 2 hours or so, I already used 3 rolls. And I guess this is something I realized, but if it's like something, if you find so many interesting objects, subjects, or if it's like people or like any kind of architecture or any kind of like thing, like you burn film so fast, especially shooting with a GW690. I shot like my whole stock of 3 rolls of the Lomography 100 in 2 hours, and as a backup I shot with Lomography 800, which I have less supply at the moment, so I'm sort of panicking right now. So and I just threw it in the mix to see how Lomography 800 and 100 would look and see how it would like perform. And after shooting with Lomography 100, there was like one thing that I realized after I got my film negatives and started like scanning them, and that was that compared to Ektar, Lomography 100 is by far, if you scan it using Epson's like flatbed scanner, this is like probably the easiest film stock to sort of like edit films, due to the fact that this is sort of like the original flat scan that you would probably get if you on a flatbed scanner. But if you just move the midtones there's a curve, you know, like a tone curve and the highlights and the shadows. If you just pull up the tone curve front and the middle up slightly, it will look like this, and which is already perfect in my eyes. And if you do a little bit of color correction to your like taste, you will get the optimum results from this film stock, which kind of really shocked me because I had the least expectations of this film stock being rated at ISO 100. And another thing I realized is that, like I said in a lot of my previous videos, that this film stock is by far probably the least flexible film stock because the ISO rating is at 100, meaning that you can only use this in like pure sunny day, like summer or spring, I guess, and not during like winter and not during like the fall season, because you won't have enough light to capture enough like details in your images. And if you like shoot during the fall and the like winter season, you won't have enough light, and what happens is that it's almost impossible to overexpose, which helps like remove the shadow areas and makes the, you know, the finer like details that from the images. Compare this with Lomography 800, and the Lomography 100 tends to look much more washed out than the Lomography 800, which has more saturation, has much more like contrast and color actually. So I guess it's more like personal preference on which one you will love to shoot. But unfortunately, Lomography 800 right now costs like $48 right now, which is like insane at the moment. Like I said, Lomography 100, Lomography's like entire film line out like jacked up price. And keep in mind that because Lomography buys film stocks from Kodak, what happens is when Kodak increases the price, as a side effect, because Lomography buys like film stock from Kodak and there's this sort of like time delay going on, they, as a side effect, Lomography will raise their price. So if you're like understanding like the concept of like supply chains and stuff like that, when Kodak increases the price, Lomography will 100% raise their price. So that's like something to keep in mind. But other than that, like in my series of Lomography, shooting Lomography, I enjoy shooting with Lomography 800, 400, and 100, and probably I will try to make a Zine or something in the future if I have the time at my disposal. But after like I shot this video and I shot Lomography 100, I heard the news of Kodak Gold 200 coming out, and they are said to be selling around $42 if I'm right in the United States, and which is much more cheaper than Lomography 100 after the price increase. So this stock, the Lomography 100, is probably going to be my first and last time shooting because it's getting too damn expensive, honestly. And I wish Lomography maintained that price point, but they can't because they're like purchasing from Kodak. So, and Kodak's basically the major like supplier in film, color negative films, and they have the what I call the machine. They have the operating manufacturing know-hows and stuff like that. So I guess that's life. Other than that, I enjoy shooting with Lomography's like series of 800, 400, 100 series. I will hopefully make some kind of Zine or some kind of photo book in that process if I have the time and effort. And yeah, I can finally call it a day. And it was a great experience shooting with Lomography once like 100 film stock. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments and questions, I'm happy to reply. And yeah, we will see you next time. Peace.